Hey guys, today I'll be talking about two of my stories that happened to me in one of my favorite places, Cuba. After my exchange semester to Mexico, went with some of the exchange students. We all went to Cuba. We went there. It was a great time. In the last few nights, I was in Havana walking back alone. It was about 1 a.m. and I was walking back. It was beautiful weather, and then one of the taxi drivers, not a taxi, the bicycle driver, stops next to me and he was like, "Hey man, you want to ride?" And I was like, "Nah, it's okay, it's quite close." He's like, "Nah, of course you want to ride, it's beautiful weather, it's Havana, da da da." I was like, "Alright, fair enough, at least I'll say I went on a bike ride in Cancun, in Cuba." So I jump, I was like, "Okay, so how much is it?" And he was like, "That's gonna be 75 cents. And not that it makes difference, but it's actually normally 50 cents. So I was like, come on man, it's 50 cents. He's like, nah, 75. I was like, alright, fair enough. How about we make this a little bit interesting? I'll show you a coin trick. If you know how it works, then I'll happily pay you 75 cents. However, if you don't figure it out, then I'll pay you 25 cents. He was like, okay. And I was like, alright. So he's like, but you have to show me how it's done afterwards. I was like, no. If you want me to show you how it's done, then I'll go for free. He was like, cheeky. Alright, let's do this. So, show him the coin trick. There's one trick I kinda know well, that you get a coin, put it in the elbow and makes it disappear. He was like, what? Where is it? Jump. No, he couldn't figure it out. He's like, alright, fair enough. I was like, alright, let's go, 25 cents. He was like, okay, show me how it is. I was like, yeah, but then I go for free. I was like, yeah, it's alright. So I showed him how it is, and he was like, that's how it is. So I went on the bike ride. He actually took a bit of a longer route. We talked about Havana, about Cuba, about many things. He was actually a really nice guy. And I ended up back with a great trip with the guy and back to my place for free. So that was the first story. The second story is when I was actually leaving Cuba. When leaving Cuba, I was checking out in the airport. And when I was checking out with my passport, they said, can you pay the departure fee, please? And I was like, I don't know about that one. They're like, yes, that's $25. However, when you leave any country, you don't really have that much currency with you. So I only had like a few dollars in souvenirs and so on. I didn't really have that much currency with me. So I was like, okay, I don't have enough cash with me. Do you guys take FPOS? And they said, no, we don't take card. I was like, okay, what about Visa? A credit card? They're like, sorry, we take no credit cards. I was like, okay, is there an ATM? They're like, no, sorry, the ATM's closed today. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So I was like, okay, fair enough. There's no way I can pay you guys. Obviously, it's this situation is not working. So the officer said, oh well, you have to pay to leave. So how about you go ask the airline? Maybe they can give you money, and once you land in Cancun, you can pay it back. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I go to the airline, hey guys, this is the situation. They're like, sorry, we can't help you, go, and then the girl over there, she was like, how about you sell your watch or sell your phone? I was like, I'm not going to sell my phone for $25. She was like, well, that's the only options. Otherwise, you can go ask customers to give you money. And I was like, this is not well. But that was the only option, and after thinking, I was like, alright, let's do this. So I looked around. I saw one of the customers, one of the passengers who was right next to me on the way to Cuba, and I went to him. I was like, "Hey man, this is the situation. This," and he gave me one of the coldest answers I had. He just looked at me and he's like, "No, I can't help you," and he just went and looked at his friend. And I was standing there and I was like, ouch, that really hurt. It took me quite a bit to actually ask him, and then I got the answer. I felt pretty down actually. So I was so not happy that I was like, alright, I'm gonna miss my flight and then go back to Havana, pay a new one on my credit card, not to ask anyone for another 25 cents. Not to ask for another $25. So I was pretty upset at the time. The whole time I was holding my Australian passport, hoping that someone can see me and sympathize with me. So I was sitting down with it, and out of nowhere comes this amazing Australian couple. They were like, hey mate, you're right. And I explained the situation. I was like, not really, this is the situation. And they're like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll pay it to you, and you can pay us back in Cancun. I was like, that would be amazing. So they did that, and I finally left Cuba. So those were the stories from Cuba. Morals of the story, probably learn a good coin trick. It can be useful someday. Probably get a free ride at one point. But yeah, leave you guys to it. Stay safe, and I'll be vlogging soon. Cheers!